California is our nation's most populous state, and the population continues to grow. California also has our nation's leading agricultural economy, and it too continues to grow. Can both trends continue? Probably not. Tension already exists between farmers and urban folks over such issues as labor, land use, water, pollution, the right to farm, trespassing and vandalism, and a host of other topics. In a best-case scenario, the future is likely to be one of compromises built on understanding and trust between the urban public and agriculture. In 2 California counties, the University of California has a unique opportunity to help bring urban and rural Californians together. And traditional farms are being used in non-traditional ways to get the job done. In Ventura County, the Faulkner Farm, now a county historical landmark, has a new purpose. Purchased by the University of California in 1997, the 27-acre farm is being converted into an agricultural learning center with myriad programs to help acquaint the public with agriculture and issues created by growth. A similar effort is underway on the outskirts of suburbia in Northern California. There, the University of California operates the 600-acre Elkus Ranch in San Mateo County. The ranch focuses on teaching urban educators and youth about animal and plant agriculture and connecting them with the rural life led by earlier generations. Many of the 9,000 school-age visitors to the ranch each year have never been this close to animals before. Both ranches are the visions of descendants from pioneering farm families. Thelma Hansen, the last member of the John C. Hansen family of Saticoy, California, had a deep appreciation for agriculture and its importance to the Ventura County economy. When she died in 1993 at the age of 94, Hansen left a $12 million endowment to the University of California to support research and cooperative extension activities that benefit agriculture and natural resources in the county. It was Hansen's generosity and vision that enabled the university to purchase the historic Faulkner Farm and begin developing it as an agricultural education center.
I met Thelma Hansen in 1989, and at that time she was 91 years old and her health was starting to fail. I befriended her and learned of her wishes and worked very closely with her for the next couple of years to put together what we now call the Hanson Trust. And when she passed away in 1993, her family estate went to the University of California as a gift. It became a special endowment with the University of California, and that endowment we know today as the Hanson Trust. And one of the visions that she had for the trust, her gift, was to create some kind of agricultural center for research and education. In 1997, this Faulkner Farm came up for sale, and I learned about the sale through the newspaper. There was an article on the front page of the local newspaper, and one of my staff saw the article that day and came running into my office and said, Larry, the Faulkner Farm's for sale." It took several days for us to get all of the necessary approvals and whatnot from the Hansen board and then from our administration in the division. And just as we were about to put a bid in on the farm went into escrow with another party. And for the next 4 months, it was in escrow with this other party. We kept hearing stories that it might be falling out of escrow, and at that time we were in a second position for the property. And finally, when I had given up all hope of acquiring the Faulkner Farm for the Hansen Agricultural Learning Center, I got a call from the University Real Estate Office one day, and they said, "Guess what, Larry? The property fell out of escrow, and we are now in the running for it." So it took a while from the time we found out about the sale, but it was well worth the wait. And now we have this prized property that we're going to develop into the Hansen Agricultural Learning Center.
Our vision for the farm is really exciting. We have 5 basic program elements that we hope to include here, one of which is the agricultural heritage. So that's a natural here at Faulkner Farm. We, of course, have a strong educational program plan to complement what we already have going on in the county, and look forward to having school field trips and also educational ventures for families on weekends. In addition, we want to have a research program on the south half of the property where farm advisors can help solve some of the priority issues that growers are facing. We want to eventually build a meeting facility where we can host a myriad of different types of activities, but also a place where the urban public and agriculture can meet together to work on ag issues, which are tremendous not only here in Ventura County, but throughout the state and the nation at the moment. And our last piece of the vision is in order to get people here that may not be otherwise inclined to come out to a farm, is to have some cultural community type events like our Pumpkin Patch and Farm Fest, where there's a lot of fun involved, but there's going to be learning happening as well.
A primary goal of the Hanson Center is to reconnect urban residents with agriculture by hosting a variety of events to attract visitors. Whenever possible, these events provide interactive, hands-on learning. The center, just 1 mile from Santa Paula and 4 miles east of Ventura, is becoming the locus for agricultural education in Ventura County. It's the place where farmers, school children, college students, teachers, and the public will come for tours, exhibits, demonstrations, workshops, and meetings on agriculture and related issues. Local teachers come to the center each summer to participate in agricultural seminars that give them the foundation for linking agriculture to state-mandated curricula in their classrooms. The center also has been a catalyst in helping establish school gardens. About 3/4 of the county's 190 schools now have gardens, putting Ventura County on track to become the first in California to meet the State Superintendent of Public Instruction's call for a garden at every school.
Actually, we've only had a garden for about 6 years now, right? About 6 years, and we've been pretty active. It's a beautiful garden. It's really expanded all the way around the backs of the rooms. It's like triple the size of what we started with. How many weeks did it take us to get it all done, Isaac?
2 months.
About 2 months to get it completely done. Why was it so hard? Sherman. Right. What did we finally have to do to get rid of most of the mess?
Put new soil in.
We had to take out all the soil. We had to, what else to the soil? Aerate, sift out the soil.
What are you guys doing out here today?
We are fixing the garden boxes and like turning over the soil and stuff.
Do you like to work in the garden?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you like about being in the garden?
You can get dirty and like you can plant stuff.
We're an agricultural community, and we have to teach them an appreciation for what they have all the way around them. And this is one of the reasons we really got involved with this.
The Hansen Agricultural Learning Center also will be active at the other end of the educational spectrum, supporting research that ultimately helps farmers produce healthier crops with less impact on the environment. One such research project is looking into the feasibility of growing blueberries in Southern California.
Well, the blueberries, everyone says you can't grow in Southern California, and a lot of folks come from Michigan, Maine, Massachusetts, and are accustomed to them growing out there. These are low-chill southern high-bush varieties that don't require the high chilling requirement that the northern high-bush do. And the nice thing about these is that they produce much earlier than the large commercial growers in Oregon, Washington, North Carolina, and so on. We have 32 varieties of blueberries here, and we're looking at their potential for cropping in Southern California. Agriculture is very dynamic. It's always changing. We have here a problem in Ventura County where we had at one point 25,000 acres of Valencia oranges. And the Valencia orange market has bottomed out, and growers are looking for new crops. And we really see blueberries as a potential new crop that can be used in Ventura County to support agriculture here. It's a relatively high-intensity farming like strawberries. It's labor-intensive, but it fits really well into the strawberry production pattern that we have here in Ventura. So when the cropping stops or slows down on strawberries, labor can be moved easily over to blueberries and harvested. And again, this is at least 3 to 4 months earlier than the rest of blueberries that are produced in the United States. So it's a really exciting new crop for Ventura.
Although continuing education and research are critical to maintaining an economically viable agriculture in a region facing rapid urbanization, visible links to the past help instill appreciation for the area's rich agricultural heritage.
Well, I think the Faulkner Farm and the Hanson Trust is just a great marriage, because the Hanson Trust is a wonderful gift for Ventura County to benefit and sustain agriculture through research and education. The Faulkner Farm is the perfect place for many of those activities to actually happen. The Faulkner Farm is very visible. It's the #1 historic landmark in the county. Many people throughout Southern California know of the Faulkner Farm. So our intention is to actually make this farm the perfect intersection between the agricultural community and the urban community. And this would be the place, the bridge where both of those communities could come together and learn about agriculture and deal with a lot of the issues facing the long-term viability of agriculture here in the county.
Well, welcome to the Faulkner House here at the Hansen Agricultural Learning Center. The house was built by George and Rhoda Faulkner in around 1892 to 1894. It's a special house in that it's been placed on the National Register of Historic Places and is Ventura County's #1 landmark. I think what's most striking about this Faulkner House is the level of detail that was given to almost everywhere you look in the house. From the leaded glass doors to the 8 different types of hardwood inlaid in the entryway here. Throughout we have Lincrusta paneling that has various textures applied here that are surfaced to look like different things. And just the tremendous carving and craftsmanship that's throughout the various woods in the house is really spectacular. This is one of 3 fireplaces in the home, and it has Honduras mahogany in here and throughout the remainder of the room. And you can just see the tremendous detail that was done on this particular piece. Now we're in the dining room, and you can see the second out of the 3 fireplaces in the house. This is oak. And we hear this, I think this was used almost like a family room in those days where the men sat around the fire. And it's interesting to see the tile is really well worn in this area. So I think they spent a lot of time around this fireplace.
With this historic and stately farm, the University of California can host important discussions between the urban public and Ventura County's vital agricultural industry.
Some of the issues that we are faced with here in Ventura County are the same types of critical issues that people are facing everywhere where there are large populations and urban development right up against agriculture and farming. The Hansen Agricultural Learning Center has become an ideal site where people can actually come and meet and deal with those types of interface issues. We have a group here in Ventura County called the Agricultural Futures Alliance. It's a group made up of agricultural leaders, of civic leaders, environmental leaders, business leaders, labor leaders. Many of these people have been enemies in the past. They've been adversaries on many issues. We put together this alliance, and the alliance meets here at the Faulkner Farm. in hopes that we could develop new relationships of trust and respect and work on some of these more critical issues in a cooperative fashion rather than an adversarial fashion. The group is now tackling two critical issues here in the county. One is pesticide use around sensitive sites, i.e. schools. The other issue is farm worker housing, both critical issues to the future of agriculture here in the county. And the group is making remarkable headway with these particular issues. I would attribute some of the success of that group just simply because of the physical environment that this Faulkner Farm has provided them as a venue to meet in. It's just kind of a magical place. When people come here, they just feel really good. And it's been a very comfortable place for them to come together as people. I would really hope that, that the place could continue to serve that purpose way into the future. A place where people can come together, have conversation, dialogue, and work on solving these really critical issues of ag and urban interface.
The crops and climate may be different, but the same sense of tradition is an integral part of the educational program at the Elkus Ranch in San Mateo County. Located near the coast, just 25 miles south of San Francisco, and 5 miles from the coastal community of Half Moon Bay, the Elkus Ranch draws most of its visitors from schools and youth-serving agencies throughout the San Francisco Bay Area.
I lived on my ranch down here about 3 miles with my dad and my brothers, my mother and a couple of sisters. But in our spare time, we always worked here on this ranch.
Today, the Elkus Ranch is still a working ranch, working to provide youth with unique experiences in the environmental sciences, California history, and agriculture. When Dick Elkus donated this 600-acre ranch to the University of California in 1975, he envisioned it becoming a place where youth from different backgrounds and abilities could come together and learn about each other, as well as from the ranch experiences.
The Richard J. Elkus Ranch, since it has been donated to the university, has been used as an environmental education facility, a very hands-on learning experience for the 6,000 to 7,000 children who visit the ranch annually. Generally speaking, the children who come to visit the Richard J. Elkus Youth Ranch, the majority are children from the urban communities in the Bay Area. Many of the children have never experienced an environmental education facility such as Elkus. And so when they come out, it's a wonderful hands-on learning experience for each child. And it's our hope that when they go away, they have learned at least one new idea or they have experienced one new concept.
So today we're going to be working on
the Richard J. Elkus Ranch and the Cabrillo Unified School District, which is the local school district in Half Moon Bay, have a wonderful working relationship. It's been in existence for the last 7 years. Children and students are able to come out and spend an entire quarter, 7 weeks, with hands-on experiences at the ranch. They are able to incorporate their math and science and social studies into every aspect of projects that they take on at the ranch.
Whether visiting for the day or participating in one of the ranch's overnight programs, students will learn firsthand about life on a working ranch. They feed the animals, clean the barns, and cart off manure. Depending on the season, visitors also have the opportunity to weed and care for the ranch garden and harvest its produce. Or they may end up in the greenhouse, learning about soils and potting their own plants to take home.
So fill up the whole 6-pack, pack it down really, really well, and then we're going to put those all in a flat so we can keep them together, okay?
We have elementary school children from all over the Bay Area come to the ranch. We tour them around the ranch. They are from San Mateo County, San Francisco, the coast also. We bring them in and show them what ranch life is about, what gardening is about, where some of their food and fiber products come from. It's a fun experience for them. Very few of them have any kind of agricultural background. Some of them, a lot of the coastal children have some connection because there is a lot of farming in this area, but most of them don't, especially the inner city kids. A lot of them have never been out of the city. And so it's quite an experience for them just to be out in open space like this. We get all kinds of reactions from kids. Some of them are just thrilled to death to be here, and there's just so much energy they can barely contain themselves. Some of them are so excited to be around the animals and just to dig in the mud and play with a worm and eat a carrot straight out of the garden. It's just great for them. Some of them are frightened of the animals. It's a very scary thing. Anything larger than a dog they've never come in contact with. So they go through a whole range of experience, from being a little intimidated to just going crazy and just opening up and trying to burn a lot of energy. The kids definitely do a lot of chores out here that are very meaningful to the ranch. I don't think the ranch could exist without the kind of help we get, even from children as small as kindergarten age all the way up to some of our older teen volunteers. A lot of gardening work, a lot of planting, a lot of composting, a lot of just turning over soil. Sometimes the smaller kids, kindergarten, first grades, maybe they'll just dig for worms for our worm compost. They do a lot of cleaning, a lot of just sweeping barns and cleaning up animal pens and things like that. So they're definitely are worthy work that they do out here.
What sorts of activities do you guys do when you're out here?
Take care of animals, like we
And
clean
plant.
up their pens.
And we compost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do out here?
Planting, probably.
My favorite thing
because
is taking care of the sheep.
my
Okay.
favorite thing is definitely planting because it kind of smells in the barn.
But you kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
Just over half of the ranch's operating funds come from the University of California, which supports the ranch staff responsible for the day-to-day ranch operations, programming, and maintenance. The remainder of the support comes from program fees, donations, and grants. Volunteers are also important to the success of the ranch's programs.
The Richard J. Elkus Ranch has a very limited number of paid staff. We depend very heavily upon youth and adult volunteers. Joyce James, our program coordinator, has been extremely resourceful in recruiting both youth and adult volunteers to come out on a one-time basis to take on a project such as fencing to a more long-term project and working with groups of young people.
The ranch has a modern 4,400 square foot conference center with audiovisual support and a commercial kitchen. The conference center is available for day use by educational groups, government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and businesses and corporations. Both ranches, the Elkus Ranch in San Mateo County and the Hansen Agricultural Learning Center at the Faulkner Farm in Ventura County, are striving to more closely link non-agricultural audiences with food production. Their goal is to increase understanding on both sides of the fence separating agricultural and urban interests, and to work toward common solutions of issues that inevitably will continue to evolve as California's population continues to grow.
I think it's really important for the University of California to have very attractive sites, very visible sites that the public feels really good about, places that the public can come to and really enjoy and appreciate education and learning about agriculture. It just makes all the difference in the world to be able to come to a working farm. When you see the kids come out here on, for instance, our Farm Fest activity, when you see them come out here and actually pull a carrot from the ground, walk over to the little petting zoo and hold a little duck or a chicken in their arms, and then to be in this environment, the people leave with such good feelings about their experiences here. You cannot get these kinds of experiences anywhere, like if you were in a classroom somewhere or watching it on TV. You just don't have the type of wonderful experience that you get by coming to a place such as this. So I think it's important for the University of California to have several special places throughout the state where the public can come and really enjoy and appreciate those things that we're trying to educate them about.